friends, welcome to IELTS with Hannah. This is the first time I am ever making a video on IELTS. I'll be helping you all with all modules. I mean listening, reading, writing and speaking. Before getting into the session, let me introduce myself. I'm Hannah and I am not a native speaker of English. However, my band score in speaking is 8. If I could score such better scores means with these tips you could score as well. So before dragging the information or anything, let me start the session with the speaking. A few things you have to keep in mind before taking IELTS speaking. The first and foremost thing is that you don't have to worry about the pronunciation and the accent you have, but the confidence is all that matters. If you have a better confidence in yourself and in your speaking, almost half done. The second aspect is about the vocabulary. Don't worry about your vocabulary. It's all about how you are comfortable with your vocabularies. Even if you might be thinking I know a very few of them, how could I use it? Don't worry if you have just 15 of them, but you should know how to use that effectively in your speaking. That's what counts. And third thing is you have to be fluent. The communication, how you talk to your examiner, whether the examiner could understand you better with your words or with your sentence structure. That's what is important. Sometimes it happens people they use so many vocabularies. Sometimes the communication or the information is missing out. So in that case, if you have a very few vocabulary, that's okay, that's best. You could do wonders with that. And always have a courageous or confident face. Put that face in front of you. Believe in yourself and think that you could do it. If you think in that way, if you have such confidence, you could crack. This is nothing just one examination. So you could do that. And the other aspect is about your posture and eye contact. You should, when you go and sit in front of the examiner, you should sit straight. That shows you are confident enough to speak. And your eye contact is very important. Try to keep that in mind. And the other important aspect is about how you speak. The use of connectors, or sometimes we say transitors. It's kind of complicated. Don't worry about the word transitors. You just use connectors. It's besides, apart from this, in addition to some kind of words you could connect. When you say a few sentences I come from a place which is 60 kilometers from here. Apart from that, my hometown is famous for its scenic beauty or something like that. So you could use these connectors effectively. That would give you much better scores. So let's start for the very first cue card. Describe a person you have seen or met who is beautiful and handsome. Sub questions are: when and where you saw or met this person. Talk about the personality. Why do you think this person is handsome or beautiful? You will be given 1 minute to prepare your answers. So I have prepared my answers. So let's start. Well, of course, I have seen many with beautiful hearts and beautiful skin. However, I could mention about my class teacher. I have known her since childhood. She is my teacher for an extended period of 7 years. When I was in the first standard, when I saw her, I was taken away from my mother's arms to just join the school. I was screaming on top of my voice. Then there she was, but with a radiant smile on her face that could cure all the sorrows as a child I could felt. I love her because she is downright philanthropist. She taught me the very basic lessons of compassion and empathy. In fact, she had an extra heart to hear out all children. Her life was an open book. And when she passed away, the entire town was with her. The value she equipped me with, that I could soar the heights with valor and courage. This is the very reason I could remember in every instance that the things she had taught me that could help me out throughout my life. Whenever such difficulties comes into my life, I remember her smile, her words, to have the courage and face it. You could do it. Such words could equip me such uneasiness and courage. In the next video, I'll be adding all frequently asked questions or the topics was asked in 2019 session. So we'll discuss most of the cue cards in this video so that you could get much better ideas or vocabularies I use. You could also use in your speaking.